This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sean Preston.
I'll tell you, that never gets old, especially because it's still fresh. Ask me in a year, though, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're loving it right now.
I'm an attention whore, man. It just give me all of it.
Maybe after a year you will still like it, yeah.
Knowing me, yes, 100%. Yep. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Welcome to the Good Neighbors podcast. Today, we have a great neighbor on the show, a friend of mine, a work colleague, partner of mine, let's call it that, Jay Cadenhead, over at 24/7 Athletic Culture. What's going on, my man?
Not too much. Working hard over here. We are super busy, but I feel like I tell you that every single time I talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is true, though. It's true. We are busy, which is good. Good problems to have.
So tell the listeners just real quick what you told me before we started the show about these 14-hour days you're putting in and what you guys just accomplished.
Okay, so obviously as a large gym, we decided it'd be a fantastic idea to have a supplement store inside of the gym, which absolutely fantastic idea. Sales were great. And then we realized we just don't have the structural infrastructure to house a store sufficient enough for our members. So we decided that in a 2-week turnaround time, we were going to absolutely demolish everything, like floors, walls, everything, and recreate the supplement store how we should have probably done it the first time. But I mean, we doubled our SKUs. We did a lot for 2 weeks. So in the last 4 or 5 days, there were some 14 to 16-hour days necessary to get it done on time. But we did it, which is good, right?
Oh, congratulations. That's going to be great for the members, and then I'll definitely be great for the business as well, too.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. It's all good. All good.
Wonderful. Well, look, okay, so you mentioned it already. You're a gym, one of the best gyms. I'll certainly attest to that and getting to know you over the last little bit. But tell our listeners, tell them about 24/7 Athletic Culture and what stands you guys apart from everybody else.
Yeah, so we are, with the supplement store, we are a one-stop shop. So we are a 24/7 gym. And I mean, that's not a fob system. I mean, you can come in at 2 a.m. and JR is working the front desk. He knows your name. He's saying hi. Like, we are fully staffed 24/7. We do not stop. So some of the things we offer is obviously our gym 24/7. We have a youth care for kids. We have full tanning service. We have towel service. We do meal prep services. We have a full cafe, full protein smoothie bar, and obviously a full-sized supplement store. So again, one-stop shop. It is kind of a destination gym. You want to come here. You want to check out our equipment. We do all Atlantis equipment, so super high-end. We do that especially because we get all of our parts from Quebec, which is not overseas. So if something breaks down, 24 hours, we'll pay for it to be express shipped over here. And bam, your favorite chest machine is back up and running 24 hours later.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to take a stab at this because I think I know the answer, but I could very well smash my face against this microphone.
Okay, let's see.
I'm thinking the smoothie bar is the most popular thing. Am I right?
We sell a lot of smoothies. I mean, a lot. We sell a lot of smoothies. Yeah. We have our regulars who every single time they are in. And again, that's one of those things. That's actually one of the things that is popular 24/7. I don't care if you come in 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, noon, midnight. There's someone buying a smoothie. You got that. I'll give that one to you.
Nice. This is something I don't even think I had the chance to ask you. I don't think I've ever asked you this. And so I was curious to have you on the show, be able to ask you. But what's Jake's journey? What is that? How did you get with Athletic Culture? What were you doing before? What did that journey look like? Bring us in.
Funny the timing of this question because we just finished supplement store. So I started over 2 years ago for the original supplement store. So they Athletic Culture was open for a year. They needed someone to come in and do the build out, like front and back of house for a supplement store, payment systems, everything. So they hired me to do that full build out and run that store. That was under contract. So once that was done, they then hired me on. They offered me a job as a front end manager. And then I very quickly became the facility manager and then now the director.
Very nice. What's your favorite part about your job? Because you do have your hands in a lot of different cookie jars, which I would imagine is great considering it doesn't get boring for you. But what do you really enjoy the most?
Yeah, I would never describe my job as boring. That's for sure. Never use that word. Although I might do a lot of work on the back end of the business,
yeah,
I love that my office is right in here. I get to talk to the members that are affected from my work, right? I get to really focus on what I am good at and like kind of do that back end membership, payment systems kind of side, but I still get to walk, talk, and work out with the people at the end of that customer journey. So I really enjoy that. And I feel like that's an odd thing. I think most people, if they're really focused on that back end perspective of business, they don't get to spend too much time with their customers.
Right.
Yeah. So I love kind of dipping my toes in both ends there.
Well, that's got to be rewarding for you because you put in the work, but then you actually get the feedback from the members.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a very like closed loop, right? It's not like I'm getting reviews 6 months down the line from customers that, saw employees that are not me kind of thing before I can make some adjustments on the business. That loop is very quick. When I'm making changes and I'm, on the gym floor, talking to people, even like hanging out with some members, I get to hear that review right away. So I can, again, make changes.
Nice. That's awesome. That goes hand in hand with the culture as well, too. You didn't really touch too much on that. I know that's a really important and a big asset that's a part of athletic culture, pun intended. Tell us a little bit about that.
So although we are a large gym, you know what I mean? We have tons of equipment. We are the same size as your traditional commercial gym. We are very different in the sense that we are a one-off. There's only one athletic culture. So all the decision makers are right in the building. Like you can just walk over and talk to them. If you have an idea for the gym, we have all the time. People will literally be working out and then they'll walk over, they'll see me or even Todd or E and say, hey, like I found this really cool attachment that goes to a cable. I think a lot of people would use it. You know what I mean? Like this is the website. And we say, oh, okay. I think your idea is really good. I'm going to press buy here. And then it shows up. All of the new equipment since in the inception of the gym has been off of members' requests. Like what other gym do you get to request a $7,000 machine and it just shows up? Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And to compare to maybe like some other traditional commercial gyms that are maybe chains. For example, one of the first things that, we made a mistake. We had a triple stack of cables and it was by far like the busiest section. Like if you were going to wait for a piece of equipment, it was probably to use the cables. It wasn't going to be for any other machine. So we bought 3 more stacks of cables. It was that quick, right? Okay, I clearly see what the issue is. I clearly know how to solve it. So we're going to solve it right away because the decision makers were looking at the problem. It's not like what I told you before. If that loop is too long and it has to go through 7 people before they can get to a decision maker, sometimes that solution is far off, a long way to go.
Oh, that's phenomenal. If you're looking for a place to go and you want whatever your goals are, right? Get in shape, build muscle, general wellness, increasing endurance, you're training for something, whatever your goals are for whoever's listening right now, this is one of the best places that you can go. And I know them personally because they're clients of mine. So you could take my word for it. One of the best places that you can go and get that full level of experience. And now you're hearing it from Jake himself say, like, you actually get direct access when you want to see a change made and your voice is actually heard. Whereas, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, but I've heard this from other people as well too. A lot of other gyms that are out there, make you feel that way until you get the membership. And then after they buy, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, and I will say on, another gym's behalf is that they might have their hands tied in the sense that if they're not allowed to make that decision, right? It's not exactly their fault. It's not like they're saying no to you.
Right.
It's just that the person who is making that decision is not in the building. Probably will never be in that specific building. So it's hard to get something done when you have to go through all those levels. Where here again, it's just a closed loop, right? You can walk over and talk to the person who has the authority to make that change.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. So this is a fun question I like to ask. And knowing that you guys are a gym, right? A full service gym. Yep. I'm curious, because I might not look like it right now, but in my heyday, I was fit, right? Now I'm a little bit above the dad bod. I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling the reins back, right?
Are you? Yeah. Okay.
I'm working on it, going regular sleep schedules, starting with all that stuff, walking the dogs in the morning. And then
sleeping and getting your steps in.
That's right. So Wednesday is going to be 12 degrees, 14 degrees. I might go for my first run, take the dog out in the morning, head out for a run.
There you go.
We like to do 5K. I'm going to die, but it's going to be great. I like to run.
It's going to get done. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, good.
So when it comes to, health and fitness, your line of work, being a full service gym, what's a myth? What's a common misconception that people might have about your business?
Okay, I'm going to go specifically with our gym. So a myth about specifically our location, and it's who goes here. So now, don't get me wrong. When we have a super clean facility with the specific equipment that we have, again, we're a one-off gym. We got to pick our floor plan. It's not like a corporate floor plan that, just every gym has to have. We got to individually pick which equipment and why we're bringing it in. So if you are interested in, best quality equipment for really getting the results, putting the work in, we have it and we keep it well functioning. So I get that is going to bring in a specific demographic, right? That is going to bring in your people who take their health extremely seriously. That's going to bring in your athletes training for specific sports. I get that. They're here 100%. That's why. But that is such a small percentage of our population. So we have our youth care is super busy, lots of kids around because we have families here, right? We have families here that are just coming 3 days a week, just working out for fun or working out just for longevity purposes, just staying healthy for their kids. That is actually the majority of our population here. It is not the pro athletes and the bodybuilders and you know what I mean? So people will sometimes say oh yeah, that's where these people go. And I'm like, yeah, they're here, but there's 40 of them. You're not even going to see them here, right? We have a massive gym. The vast majority is what I would say is regular people, right? Just, dudes coming after work to make sure they stay fit, mom and dads dropping their kids off, having a workout together. So there's definitely a myth when you don't go here about who goes here. But the second you actually step in the building, you kind of realize that is not true.
Oh, that's good to know. If I'm just a regular Joe or Jill, right? And I'm thinking about, I want to join a place, but is that too bougie? Is it too crazy? Is it too serious? It's not the case.
Yeah, they say people will maybe see pictures of the gym and get that vibe, and they'll say I can't go there. Everyone there is super fit. I would say 80% of the people that go here are on the starting steps of their fitness journey, not getting ready for a show or getting ready for some sort of competition or professional sport.
Right. Yeah. I guess that you'd think in your own mind, you'd think, well, if there's a lot of people that are fit here, then that's good because there's a lot of people that are very knowledgeable that I might be able to ask them questions, even though, I'm wearing the polar bear suit right now and I've got my own goals, right?
Yeah.
You think people would think that way, but they don't, they'd rather work out with people that look like them. It seems like.
Yeah. And I will touch on something you just said is that for some reason, our culture here that we've kind of nurtured is super helpful. people ask questions to random people here all the time. Everyone is super nice, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy that part of our culture.
Oh, that's, it's hard to build that, right? That culture, and knowing that you guys have that, that's super attractive for anybody that's thinking, hey, I need a kick in the ass here and I need to go get a membership somewhere. That goes a long way for getting that person to make that decision, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, well, you're at work, 14-hour days, got to have that work-life balance, brother. We all know.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
other than working out,
yeah.
other than going to work, what do you like to do for fun?
And I will preface that certain projects creep up, and yes, you have to put in extra hours. I don't work 14 hours a day nonstop for months on end. You know what I mean? Like that at the end of a project, if you have to spend 1 or 2 weeks doing some crazy hours for sure, but I do try to hold some form of a work-life balance. So on the majority of the time, 80% of the time when I do have a good work-life balance, I like to read. I do like to get my workouts in. I love running. Avid runner, and the other thing is, me and my girlfriend Bree are avid board game players. I will play board games for hours. That is something I just absolutely So here's what we always say. So if I am, again, I'm busy. She's super busy too. So when we do have time to, like, it's just me and her in the house, instead of watching TV. So I would rather, and it doesn't even need to be her. Like, I spend so much time playing board games with her. But it's the idea, if I was going to spend time with you, I would rather spend time facing you, doing an activity with you, than sitting shoulder to shoulder watching an activity.
Right.
Right. So we spend very, very little time shoulder to shoulder, like watching TV or something, and we spend a lot of time face to face doing an activity with each other.
That's phenomenal. So, like, I'm a board game guy as well.
Yep.
Any game for me.
Yep.
I mean, could be a lawn game.
I'm true. I'm not picky. Yeah. If it's
give me
easy
a top.
to do and slightly competitive, okay, we play a lot of Sequence.
Oh, that's a good game. That's a really good game.
Yeah, that's a good game. And then if we can, like, grab some other people, we'll play like Settlers of Catan. We have a couple other games. Oh yeah, buddy, I got you there.
I got that game. Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah. You're talking to an expansion pack holder over here. So yeah, I'm honestly not too picky. We got a couple other fun games. There's if you ever want to laugh your ass off, there's a card game. I think you can honestly pick it up at, like, anywhere that sells cards, like Walmart or anything. It's called Exploding Kittens. It's a card game. You can play it 1v1 or like up to 4 people. It is hilarious.
Exploding Kittens?
Yes. Yeah. The name sounds weird, but just write it down. It's a fun game. And it's just a card game you play.
Nice. Yeah. Julie and I, big on all the games. And we're both Disney fans. And we picked up this game called Disney's Villainous.
Okay.
And
I think I've seen this, but I've never played.
You play, and they have Marvel versions and stuff. So if you're not like Disney per se, there's other kind of versions of it, but you play as the evil characters, and you have to formulate your own evil plot in order to win. Yeah. And you're playing within your own game, but you're also playing against the other villains, and everyone's just trying to be evil. So it's like, it's a really nice way you can channel your inner evil in a good way.
Yeah. Now, is this one of those things where, like, let's say if you're like winning 5 games in a row, do you question yourself? You're like, why am I so good at this? Why do I feel so comfortable as a master evil planner? Like, is there?
Oh yeah, that's what you know. Your
friends are also questioning. Yeah, your friends are questioning, why are you so good?
I might have a problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't won back-to-back games yet, so just saying.
Just saying. This is the only time you can be like, kind of be proud of your losses. You're like, yeah, I would never be good at that. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Okay, let's change gears here. We'll switch up gears. Let's go. Let's see if we can pull on some heartstrings here. Get you to open up like a book. So everybody goes through life and it's never the straight and narrow. You get yanked left, then you take a right, you make a wrong turn, go up a hill for a really long time, or you're flying downhill for a long time. And life's not perfect, right? It throws all kinds of things our way. And people go through hardships and go through life challenges. Have you ever experienced a hardship or a life challenge that you kind of rose above that challenge and maybe it made you better or it made you stronger for it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when people look back at those types of things, so for me, for example, so let's say you look back and you're glad it happened because you're better off for it, but you would never say that during it,
Right.
right? Like you understand how difficult those times can be and how badly you want them to stop, but then you get to the position like I am now. So for me, it was the very, very start of COVID. I dealt with some fairly serious mental health issues, some dark times, and I will not to go into too much detail, but the saving grace and the lesson learned that I've brought out basically every day since is the willingness to ask for help. It is the openness to discuss the things you are not good at and to accept that whether it's family, work, your relationship, your friends, you are part of a team and you are not supposed to do everything. And I think even if you want to segue it to kind of like the business side of things, it's that before that happened, I was an all-star individual, right? I wanted to have control and do absolutely everything. Post those events in my life coming back up, I facilitate a team because I am willing to ask for help. I understand that I am not supposed to be doing anything and I'm not good at everything. And that is okay.
Right.
So I think that's the big lesson learned from that is that is okay. It is okay not to be good at everything, and it is okay to ask for help. And when they are done helping, you look in the eyes and you say thank you.
You a bit of a perfectionist in that way?
I can be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. And I think, again, way better now. But
Yeah.
as a perfectionist, you kind of want to do everything, which can be extremely stressful. And the more you work with people and get to know them on a business and personal level, the more you realize that just like you to them to you, you want the best for each other, especially if you formulated a really good team. So if people want to help you, let them.
Right.
Which sounds super easy, but for certain people, I know there's going to be people listening, that's hard.
Definitely. Like I've sat down with so many business owners over the last year and we'll continue to sit down with them. And you build these, relationships. We don't partner, with everybody, but we stay in touch with everybody and offer ways to help connect them and our networking events that you participate
Yeah.
in, stuff like that. And getting to know some of them, that's one of the largest challenges that a business owner faces in their career is that ability to actually let go so that they can put they can put things into place to streamline their business and give that responsibility away to others. Because when they first started, it was just them and they're really good at it. And having,
Yep.
that it's like, well, if, they're not going to be able to do as good as if I did the job, but having that openness and
Yep.
that willingness to let go of that and trust in
Yep.
others, it's a hard thing to do. It's really hard
Yep.
for people to do.
It absolutely is. And so you can't expect everyone to have the same amount of passion as you, right? It's just,
Totally.
can't expect that from some people. I get that. But I will say, and I'm going to call some people out right now. If you, let's say for your example, you say they can't do it like I do it, whatever task it is. It's okay. If you're the employer And after 2 years, you still say, well, they can't, it's not even close. They can't do the test like I do it. You're a bad employer. How can 2 years have gone by and you haven't coached them into that role? Right? Like by saying that is just saying that you should be the employee. You're really good at being an employee.
Yeah.
Start being good at being an employer, which is a coach.
You could just mic drop right after that.
Yeah.
Very well said. Hopefully people take some of that stuff away. It's a lot of times people they're not thinking, they got the blinders on, right? They're just busy in the day-to-day. Stuff gets lost in the wayside because you're so focused on trying to build something. I've done that. I've made that mistake a few times.
Absolutely. I think I make that mistake weekly, but I try to fix it. I try to kind of get out of that quadrant 1 urgency, important stuff that needs to be done right now. It needs to be done, but you need to kind of build up and create a scenario where you do not have to spend 100% of your time in there.
Yeah. Well, and that makes you more
businesses
efficient.
don't scale. Yeah. Businesses do not scale from completing quadrant 1 tasks. It doesn't happen. Yeah.
Well, that's where you get that ridiculous stat, right? 90% of businesses 2 and 9 years in, they don't make it because not because they're not good at what they do. It's because they fail to scale.
No. Yep. Yeah.
So what's one thing, for those who are listening, what's one thing that you wish that the listeners knew about your business?
Our location, our business, would probably be our staff. And I guess like our hiring and promoting within procedures. So we are pretty picky with our staff. But it all rolls down to, are you a good person? And are you willing to learn? Everything else is coachable, right? We've had people that come in that say, I'm the best PT there ever has been, you know what I mean? And they really have the track record to kind of somewhat back it up. But if we're questionable about how they treat other people, it's not an option.
Totally.
Right? If you have a new PT that has, never trained anyone, but you can tell like, man, this guy, this girl is like really honestly cares about changing people's lives. That's the person we hire, not the first one.
Nice.
So I find that, and I will say our members really very quickly get to know that about our staff. And I find people are a little easier on people if they really know that this is a very, very good, well-intentioned person coming in every day to do their absolute best. Right? If you know that and someone makes a mistake or whatever it is, you have so much patience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love our staff. Our staff is the best. Yeah, slightly biased. But but I think our staff is the absolute best. And that's honestly with this massive facility, with all this equipment, with the success of our supplement store, how beautiful the new supplement store is, I'm still most proud about who works here.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great to hear. And thank you for sharing that. I think that's going to open up a lot of eyes and helps build some trust and influence of people who are thinking about, hey, like I need a place to go. Where should I go? Now Now you guys all know.
Yeah.
Jake running the show in the background. You get direct access to them. They got the best machines out there, and it's full service 24/7. You're always going to speak to a human being, and they care about you. Where else are you going to go get that? Here in Simcoe County.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, I would say that the best workout program is the one you stick to. Right? You can calibrate the most scientifically well-formulated workout program that is perfect. And if you don't do it, it's not a very good workout program. So the workout program you're going to do is the one you enjoy. And the gym you're going to go to and stick to is the one you enjoy going to. And that's kind of honestly what all this is about. We want to come here take away some of the excuses, have a place where you can drop off your kids with our educational director of youth care that has crafts with your kids. You feel safe. You know what I mean? Like, they're in good hands. I can go onto the workout floor and have really enjoy my time. That is something to stick to. That's what we're going for here.
Well said. And for those who are interested in wanting to learn more about you guys, they have questions, what's the best way they could reach you?
If you have general questions, our Instagram is pretty good. Just search up Athletic Culture. It's Culture with a K on Instagram. We try to put out informative videos about exercise selection, stuff like that. Obviously, information in regards to our facility, things we're running, stuff like that. You can DM that page and we will respond to you with any questions whatsoever. But if you have any more detailed questions, maybe for me specifically, it's just jake@athleticculture.com. I will get right back to you.
Wonderful. Awesome stuff. You're great. You know how much I love you. I think the business is great. You guys got something truly special going on with a great culture, pun intended. Really happy we got an opportunity to do this. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com or call 705-413-3775.